What's going on? JTISREBORN here, and welcome back to another edition of my Batman the Animated Series reviews. This time we're going to be taking a look at episode number 75, simply known as Bane. You'll think darkness is your ally. You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man, but by then it was nothing to me but blindness. Then, when Gotham is ashes, and you have my permission to die.
Okay, sorry, I'm not going to do the whole video doing that.
Tom Hardy Bane voice.
But, yeah, so this episode is Bane. I think this is the first time Bane ever appeared in animation or anything, because, like, this episode just came out, you know, close to around the time that Nightfall had debuted. And, yeah, so we're going to talk about it. So, Bane. I love Bane. Bane's a fucking awesome bad guy, and he only appears in like 4 or 5 episodes in the entirety of the DC animated universe. But this episode, it's a good showcasing of Bane. Now, they took inspiration from Nightfall, but obviously they couldn't include, like, Jean-Paul Valley. They didn't actually break Batman's back like they do in the comics, and, like, you know, there's not like this whole epic storyline with it. It's kind of simple. It's, you know, very small, straightforward, blah 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 blah. Bane comes to town. So Bane. So this is Bane. He's basically this juiced up steroid monster who is very highly intelligent, and he has an addiction to this venom, which is, you know, the source of his strength. And he's very intelligent. He knows how to hunt. He's the ultimate, like, you know, he's the ultimate enemy for Batman, you know what I mean? Like, he's an effective strategist. Bane is ruthless. He's basically unstoppable, and that's what I love about Bane. He is like an ass-kicking machine. You do not fuck with Bane. So, yeah. Let's talk about this one. How is Bane's portrayal in this? Bane is good, not the best showcasing of Bane. They got his comic book origin down right. You know, he's like someone in a prison, and then he's juiced up, and then, you know, he becomes like an assassin, you know, taking down people for high costs. And so in this one, he's brought in by Rupert Thorne to take out Batman, and he's, you know, Rupert Thorne's there. He's got his, like, you know, assistant Candace, who kind of develops a fling with Bane. And so Bane goes around, he studies Batman, he comes into contact with Killer Croc, and Killer Croc's like, "Hey pal, Batman is mine." And then Bane comes, he's like, "I will break you, lizard." And then he beats the shit out of Croc. And so Batman goes after, you know, he tries to get information from Killer Croc about, like, who's Bane, like, who did this. And then Croc explains to him, that's where Batman finds out about Bane. They do surveillance on Thorne because they figure, okay, who's got the money to pay for Bane? So Robin does some surveillance, Batman does some surveillance, but then Bane captures Robin, and then he holds him hostage, and then Batman has to go after it, and he has to fight Bane. And it's a pretty entertaining bit where Batman, the way he stops Bane, he takes a batarang. Bane's ready to, like, he's like, "I will break you!" And then, like, he's ready to snap Batman's back, but Batman sticks a batarang in his, like, venom tubes, and then he just expands so much, he keeps getting bigger and bigger, and it's, like, the freakiest part of the episode. You just see his face, he's like, "I am Bane!" Like, I thought that was kind of cool. And he stops him, Robin stops Candace, and then Candace, like, the final part of the episode, when she was, like, talking about, like, having Bane take over Gotham and her joining up with him, and then, like, Rupert Thorne hears the tape, and he's like, "Candace!" So, that's kind of how the episode ends. It's pretty funny. Thorne doesn't go to jail, of course. Bane, you know, he's taken out by Batman, and I assume that he's going to be put into jail, but, like, Batman just sort of leaves him at Thorne's doorstep. Why he wouldn't, you know, hand him over to the police, because Bane is a known ruthless assassin, beats me. But I guess he just did that to prove a point to Thorne. Maybe he called the cops or something afterwards. Who knows? Because Bane would show up later on in, you know, some of the shows. Like, he showed up in a great episode, Over the Edge. There was that Superman the Animated Series episode he appeared in, and I think he appeared in one more, but I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, so this episode does a pretty decent job of showcasing Bane. Definitely a lot better than the shitty Batman and Robin. And then Dark Knight Rises obviously took a different approach to Bane. You have Tom Hardy playing him, and instead of the Venom, because it's a more realistic world, they have it to where they have, like, a gas mask, in essence, that a mask that, like, you know, has, like, a pain-relieving gas in it. So I thought that was a nice touch. Like, so he has the mask on, and he still has the addiction, like, as a factor. But, like, Tom Hardy was, like, this, like, excommunicated by the League of Assassins, and then he takes over Gotham. And I love Tom Hardy as Bane. Like, that voice, like, everybody knows that voice. Like, it's very indistinguishable. Every time you hear it, you just go,
Ah, yes, Gotham City.
It's obviously, like, dubbed. It's kind of, but it's the same kind of factor as, like, Darth Vader has. Like, you hear that voice, you're like, you know it is, but, like, just hearing it from that figure, it works. It works for me. Like, Tom Hardy did a great job as Bane, but we have yet to see, like, the perfect live-action Bane. Like, I really like the take that they did in The Dark Knight Rises with him, but it's not faithful to the comics in a way. Like, it's a different take. Like, it doesn't take the Venom as a factor. Batman and Robin, the dude was huge, but he was stupid. He was like, Bane, bomb, bomb, Bane, monkey work, and he's named by Dr. Jason Woodrue, which is just already stupid to begin with. And yeah, we won't talk about Batman and Robin. I mean, Batman and Robin is an awful movie, but I love it for its awfulness. But, like, Bane was just absolutely horrible. Like, the worst live-action Batman villain. And then, like, you know, Christopher Nolan obviously had to redeem him and making him one of the best live-action Batman villains. One of my favorites. So, yeah, this is a solid episode. I really like Bane. I do kind of wish we got more episodes with him in it, but we also had this, and he's in Mystery of the Batwoman. He's in that movie, too. So, and he's once again hired by Rupert Thorne, which is weird because he literally talked about, like, in this episode, taking over Gotham City with, you know, taking over Rupert Thorne. And then Candace is just, like, Thorne's assistant, who's appeared in several episodes, actually. In fact, the car that she picks him up in is the same car they pick up Two-Face in Two-Face Part 1 and 2. And, yeah, even she's there, and it's just like, why, what? They talked about taking over for you. Why would you hire this guy back? I don't know. It's kind of dumb. But, yeah, it does still kind of make me snicker a bit. But, yeah, Bane's a pretty solid episode. Definitely top 20 for me. At least I think so in terms of my rankings off the top of my head. But, yeah, I really dug Bane. Wish there was more episodes for him. Some of the dialogue with Bane is kind of cheesy. And, like, just the way it's kind of delivered doesn't always work. But, for the most part, Bane is a solid episode. So, it's well worth checking out. So, yes. Anyways, that's all I have to say about this particular episode. I hope you all enjoyed it. And until next time, comment, like, and subscribe. I'll see y'all later. Follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/SeanJTKing. Hit the little bell for updates and notifications. And I'll see you next time. Because next time, we're talking about one of the best episodes in the show, Baby Doll. So, yeah, I'll see you soon. Okay, take care now. Bye-bye then.